It's kind of appropriate that, not that I want Diane to be under the weather tonight, but just to have a few moments with you. This is really something that kind of was sprung on all of us, including myself this morning with Diane being under the weather. But it's something that tonight of a topic of vision is really unscripted. This is really from the heart for myself, and I hope I share it with my portion of it well with all of you to spark further discussion of your vision for the future for your life this year, what 2023 means to you, and what is your spiritual vision? What is your personal goals and vision? It's not so much about resolutions tonight, as Alan and I were discussing as we move into our moment with you tonight, but it's something that is from the heart. Let's just leave it at that for the moment as we go talk more of the heart further. Being part of my name is Michael DeLano. If you're new to the Sunday evening experience tonight, I'm a part of the Coptic Fellowship Board of Directors, a minister with the Coptic Fellowship since 2008. Many of you I've been trained as my mentors, brought me along the way since then. And in a blizzard of December 23rd, 2007, the Coptic Center behind me opened up. And as I gather some thoughts for this evening, as I share with you, it's a kind of appropriate as things come full circle, is that this holiday season at Christmas time, we had another blizzard on the very same day here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So it's kind of a cleansing of a birthing and the beginning of a potential farewell for the building that is behind me. Many of you know, maybe some of you don't know, the Coptic Fellowship is a board of directors. Focus and vision is to uphold the teachings of our Coptic founder, Master Hamid Bey. And that is not only the teachings of it, but also the financial well-being of an organization and its direction for the future. So over a 15-year window, this beautiful space behind me has been an enlightening place of gathering, of love, of lessons, of many breakthroughs for a lot of us. And if you haven't been a part of it, I'm so glad you're a part of this gathering right now, because it's a focus that does continue. And what we're doing is we are putting the building up for sale, but the center is really, I was thinking about this today, the Coptic Center is within us. It's always going to be Master Hamid Bey's teachings, and that's the focus point and the focal point of the direction that we will go into the future, whether the new owner of the building takes it forward and makes it and morphs it into whatever it's going to be is entirely up to that person. But it's been a place for us, and tonight is envisioning not only of taking a look back, being in our New Year's present moment, but looking towards the future as well. So as I alluded in the opening announcements of this evening's gathering, that next Saturday, January 14th, here at the Coptic Center in Grand Rapids, we are having a closing ceremony for the building, and you all are welcome to join us. The place will be a chance to celebrate, to discuss where we were, where we have been, and where we are headed towards, like we'll discuss a little bit tonight for our vision as the fellowship. So the organization is very, very strong. It's not being folded, as some rumors may have been out there discussed. It's very strong. It's going to be stronger than it has been for a long time, because the changes in the world conditions with the pandemic has allowed us to refocus as a board of directors to focus on the future and where we're headed. So with the attendance being down at the physical center due to the pandemic, it's more of a focus on gathering like this, gathering like we did with the conferences, a virtual conference from a year ago this very weekend that I discussed at the opening announcements. So we are looking at you to come join us in the celebration, bring a dish to pass. We'll have a little eats and greets in the meet and greet room that we've cherished, and have yourself a moment to sit in the purple chairs that you can choose if you wish to take home with you for a Coptic Fellowship donation. The building contents are something that need to be dispersed, And anything, almost everything in the center is for you to take home a memento and the energy of that sacred place of healing and learning, the Learning Center, the Coptic Center. And that's happening next Saturday between noon and 4. Please join us, and donations are welcome for the physical contents, most everything in the building. There's beautiful statues, there's stained glass pieces, there's racks, there's even office chairs for you if you choose. So, and Laura Joy, you can discuss on this when we open it up to have our vision for you. But there's a whole Albert Ventris library of the gentleman that allowed us to have this great facility of learning. His library and the contents of that, of books and CDs and DVDs, are available for you too, just for a donation. So that leaves us for where we're headed as an organization. We might not have a physical building in the coming months, but we will have a place of gathering not only locally but abroad as well, at various locations like we did in the past before there was the physical Coptic Center. So we are alive and well and strong for physical in-person classes, conferences, and more, and your dreams of the future that you can share with us tonight too, as we look forward to your thoughts of that as you share what the thoughts for the future are for you and for us. The vision for the Coptic Fellowship is to once again keep Master Hamid Bey's teachings alive and well, and that is in a new setting of this format is welcome for you to discover with classes. We have a master course series with World Service Order leadership training that is now being taught with people from all over the country and even parts of the world. We have a gentleman from Ireland is participating in the World Service Order leadership training, and that could not be done with actual physical buildings. So this is branching the organization alive, strong, and well to be a Coptic Fellowship International, and still yet your center of personal transformation and consciousness for you as you look within. You find that light, that divinity, that spark of Master Hamid Bey, what he brought to America, to the world, and to currently West Michigan, and now to all of you virtually here on Zoom and what other platforms that we branch off into as well. So a lot of things have happened as I continue to share a few thoughts. I had a chance to go to the center yesterday, and as we move towards the future, not only within the center, there's been a beautiful energy and light and love, but the beacon of light in our dedication towards world peace is the peace pole that we had a ceremony around. And that has been a sacred space of some of our ceremonies. And through the years, we planted flowers around it. It's kind of been a portion that I got to share with you, and that was my vision for the future. And my former home, all those stones and rocks came off of the hill in my backyard. So the amazing thing about when things in divinity falls into place with vision is everything. When I put those rocks around there was a pink rock for the feminine millennium that John Davis talked about when we opened the center and had that dedication ceremony, and other colored stones, which are all rusted and covered up with debris right now, but that still remains. And even if the vision of a physical building is covered up with debris, the colors and the essence of the feminine and the masculine divinity is still there, and it always will be. So that is a pole of peace, a beacon of light that still remains there in its own essence and energy, even though the center will be sold. So as the Coptic Center is a more virtual platform at this time, part of the contents and where we're headed is some of those things will come with us. Some of those things will be savored, not only with our memories, but also the physical aspects of it too. And as I try to hit a couple buttons so I can show you another aspect of what I'm trying to share with you regarding the peace pole and vision. There we go. It switched screens on me, so please thank you for hanging out for a minute and bearing with me. This is yesterday. The peace pole will come with us for another platform. The ironic thing about it, as I mentioned about putting the stones around there that look like today, when I dug it up yesterday, it only took me about 8 swings of a hammer to break those 3 rocks. And everything broke apart perfect. And that I put that back in the ground that way is that is a vision and a symbol that is grounded forever, unless it gets dug up by the new owner someday, for the future. So I buried the rocks that way. And even though the peace pole that you see laying on the grass is there, those rocks are there, and that beacon of light that many of us envisioned in our meditations for the fellowship and the world, for world peace, will always be there. So I thank you for my indulgence to share that, but that is my vision for the Coptic Fellowship, that beacon of light for world peace does continue, and that will live there and be there. That beacon of light may be part of another spiritual organization or another Coptic center someday, some way in the future, that can have another ceremony for world peace. Maybe there will be world peace in the future. That still will be that symbol of that peace within, that peace for the world. So that's a keepsake. It's one of something that we will take with us as we envision the future, not only a physical thing, but a spiritual moment in time that we all shared with many that walked into and shared the walls of the Coptic Center. Grace and divinity and vision, it really is amazing that in different moments in your life that you find. And take a moment in time as you look not only at the Coptic Fellowship's vision for the future, but to what is your vision for the future of yourself? The world is changing rapidly. It's one of the reasons why we're branching our wings to a virtual platform. But as we look towards the future, my vision for the future is a happier, safer world as we look towards that. A chance to be more peaceful, more loving, more balanced, still connect with individuals and inspire them in your own unique way. A vision for inspiration of others and be inspired by others. May that energy be an equal exchange towards the future as we embark on 2023. So at this time, I'd like to open up, or actually segue over to you, Alan, on your thoughts of vision. I'll probably sprinkle in a few more as they come to mind. And all of you, this is an open platform tonight where we talk about the center, if you choose to, a little bit more in next Saturday's gathering, what your vision for 2023 is with your personal life, with your family, with your friends, and those around you that are near and dear. And those you'll get to meet through your interactions and through work, through classes and workshops of fellow light workers. So, Alan, please take it away.
Sure, Mike, thank you. As far as visions, the way I look at it, we have multiple visions for multiple areas of our life. And what I like to do is have one vision for the world at large, and then a different vision for my own personal life. And I think the vision that I hold for the world at large is one that we would all share, because I think all of us would like to see the world grow and develop to a point where everybody becomes more spiritual, more enlightened, more giving and sharing with each other, where people come together in love and friendship, cooperation, so that everyone who is needing one thing or another gets whatever they need, whether it's a material thing like food, housing, clothing, medicine, any of that kind of stuff, or if it's a non-physical thing like love and respect and peace and freedom. I mean, these are all different things that I think we all want to see more abundant in the world. And then as far as a personal vision, I think all of us also feel that we also want to share in those same levels of abundance of both material and non-material things. But then as far as a personal vision, we can get into more specific, more details. Like, as an example, my own personal vision for my own life centers around my business, which incidentally, most of you kind of know that I do have an online business where I teach the principles of manifesting. That business started January 10th, 2003. So this coming week marks the 20-year anniversary of that business. And I've been working on putting together a big promotion for that. But my vision for that business is that I'm able to reach more people and help those that I can reach to be more effective in their lives, to be able to manifest their visions into reality. And as a result of that, my vision is also that they use this ability to help accomplish that world vision that I believe that we all share in terms of helping everyone get more out of life in one way or another. I mean, Christ said, I am come that you have life and life more abundant. So I envision the work that I do having a similar effect in a different way. So that's my vision for myself, my world, that I'm able to reach more people, help them in new ways. The vision also includes having more time to focus on helping those members that I do serve through that business, to not be as scattered as I have been in previous years and doing different things for all sorts of different people. I want to focus my energies a little bit more and accomplish much more, because I have so many ideas of how I can help people through that business. And that's just my vision for my own personal world. And that's probably all we really need to cover. So I'm going to make sure that we ask everyone to unmute, and I'm going to switch to gallery view so we can kind of open the floor for whoever would like to share their vision. So I see Janice raising a hand. Go ahead.
So as Mike so delicately pointed out, I've been involved with the Coptic Fellowship for decades. And only one of those decades, we had a building. And before the building, in fact, people would say, so you're a minister, where's your church? And I was able to say with pride, I carry my church wherever I go. And then when the Coptic got the money from Albert Ventries to buy a building, I was almost upset, because that meant that there was a physical building, and it took part of it away, living in the Detroit area instead of in the Grand Rapids area. Pardon my dog. So now it's the opposite thing. I got used to the center. I got used to going there for functions. But I realized that it's just a space. It is just a building. It holds a lot of memories. It was a wonderful place to meet. But now we can do it this way. And we used to have conferences at hotels and hold classes at hotels. And we traveled around. We had them in different locations. And a lot of times we went to Kalamazoo, which was a lot closer for me to travel than Grand Rapids. So I went through a roller coaster of emotions when the Coptics purchased the center. And then I thought, oh dear, the center's going to be sold. But that's not who the Coptics are. We are a family, regardless if there is, we take our churches with us wherever we are. And we can share it with each other now in this wonderful new format that we've kind of been forced to through Zoom. So, and as far as visions, I think that if we work on our personal visions, that will create worldwide visions. I had an epiphany the other morning during a meditation, and that God created us all in his image and likeness. That means that this man next to me is a son of God. Do I treat him all the time like a son of God? No. And I apologize for that. So that's one of my, if Jesus lived in my house, Of course, he wouldn't do the stuff he does either, but anyway.
She's telling on you, Jim.
To be more cognizant of everyone, and especially participating in A Course in Miracles through Lori's, it just brings home to recognize that everyone else, we're all connected. And it's so easy to say, and it's easy to think, but to feel it, it takes a little bit more. So that is my personal vision. And by doing that personally, it will expand out to the world, because it starts here.
Mhm.
I'm done.
Yeah, I'm very
Okay.
glad that both you and Mike mentioned that the Coptic Fellowship had a lot of history and growth even before the building was acquired. So if it can grow without a building before, it can grow without a building again. So the change is in no way indicative of a decline.
No.
Well, and
I see Nancy raising a hand.
to build on that, and the former board of directors will remember this. When Hamid Bey passed and John became the national director, we received his lessons and all his materials. That was his legacy to us. And then the Detroit Temple, run by Master Stanley, he had passed in 1972. And shortly after Hamid Bey passed, that center closed because, unfortunately, people were enamored by the masters, and without the master there to adore, so to speak, the attendance really fell. But what I'm getting at is we ran the Coptic Fellowship from 1976 until we got Albert Ventris bequests, and it was $40,000 that we ran this organization on, and we did a lot. We rented space at colleges, we rented space at hotels, and without the love of Hamid Bey by Albert Ventris, we would not even have had this building. And so it can be done. And we will go on. Mike, when you said, when you talked about the Peace Bowl, I remember the Sunday evening that we dedicated the Peace Bowl. And we had everybody outside around the Peace Bowl. They're probably, yeah, exactly. It was a beautiful evening. It was in June.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I got up that night, or got up to the podium that night, and said a little something about, we're here tonight to dedicate the Peace Bowl. And to me, that means that we were all peace ambassadors. Think of all the studies that Hamid Bey, that you learn through Hamid Bey's materials, and in other, I don't know, I hear an echo here, I don't, but like Janice said, we have the church within us. And what greater honor to Master Hamid Bey is that we live what we've learned, and just go out and be the Coptic that you are inside and out, and share your truth, live your life by example. And I think that alone will attract people. And, it's all good. Whatever happens, it's the way it's supposed to be. We have to, give in to that. We can't force anything to happen. it evolves. And so we are evolving, and we're going into maybe a no man's land right now. We don't really know where we're going to be in a year from now, but we're going to be doing what we always have been doing. Sunday evenings, and I hope we do another conference like we did a year ago. That was especially wonderful. I know it was a lot of work for a few of you folks here, but so that's just what I want to say. Life is good. The Coptics are good. Everything's fine.
Thank you, Nancy. Laura Joy, say raise your hand.
Sure. Actually, I'm gonna share my envisioning with a little bit of just a short story that actually took place in November. Actually, it was on election night, and that was also the time of the moon, full moon, a lunar eclipse, a full moon, and elections all in one night. And it's like, if there's any chance for chaos, of course, that would definitely do it. And I wanted to get up when the lunar eclipse was in its full phase. And so I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning, but there was no window that I could actually go to really view it. But what I felt was so phenomenally wonderful. I just asked Kuan Yin, because let me back up a little bit. We've been doing the new moon celebrations monthly for quite a while, but now we're doing a full moon in addition to that too. But anyway, so this was the month for Kuan Yin. She came, and I simply had asked, I said, Kuan Yin, please come and thank you for the gifting of overlighting the world, especially overlighting the United States with our elections. And normally once I wake up in the night, I'm awake, but I was able to go right back to sleep and relax and feel very, very much at peace. So that I'm kind of telling you that story because I'm going forward now to New Year's. I also felt another sense of connection with Kuan Yin, who is, for those of you who may not know more about her, is that she is the goddess or the Vatsavavita of compassion. So compassion to me is my theme for this year. And I think it is in a lot of ways for a lot of people.
What's that noise?
But what I actually feel when I'm connecting with her, it's almost as though I can feel angelic wings. So it's like when I get to a point in my daily activities or just something going on, I feel that lightness from like wings lifting me. And so that's part of what I wanted to share, because that's what I feel now with things that are happening with the Coptic Fellowship. We're doing something that is even, I think, higher dimensional, higher energy, all kinds of ways that we can expand outwardly, much, much more profoundly. I guess I'll even say that word, for those who are ready to hear the word or to share, or to be in communication with us. So not only do we have the light and love of the Coptics, we've had the lessons of the Coptics too. So I just wanted to share that little bit of a story, and just to say that's kind of what I envision, that we're just going from here on up and out and celebrating every step of the way. So God bless. I hope.
I would like to share my perspective of what is happening here. And one thing is not going to change is the Sunday night service that we've had for years. Because all of the wonderful Coptic teachers, ministers will be speaking every Sunday. How many churches in the world have all these wonderful speakers speaking every week, exchanging their expansion of love, light, happiness, and joy? So Sunday after Sunday after Sunday, many of you and these other names here are going to be repeating. So even though we're changing a building, every Coptic minister, how many churches have this many ministers? I don't think very many. And in where we are right now, it's not going to change. So even though we're not going to have a building, Coptic philosophy will go on. And that's the most important thing. So thank you for sharing your many wonderful energies over the years. It's going to get better and better and better and better. And more people are going to be helped. More people are going to be served. This is the beginning of a new expansive cycle. Thank you for being part of this organization, because it's going to get better and better and better and better. Just remember, every Sunday, a Coptic teacher or minister is going to give us some inspiration and guidance. God bless.
I have a question. When I was first introduced to the Coptics, it was through the Spiritual Unity of Nations. We had you had conferences in Chicago at a hotel near the airport, and speakers came from all over the world, not just even in the United States. And this repeated a number of times. And then when that stopped happening, I started going to Olivet to the conferences that we used to have. And then I became more involved with the Coptic Fellowship. And I wondered, has the Spiritual Unity of Nations folded too? Was that part of? I haven't heard much. I think there's still maybe a newsletter that comes out once in a while.
You want to address that?
Well, the Spiritual Unity of Nations is going to have an expansion. And what's happened here will open another venue for the Spiritual Unity of Nations to be part of the perspective. So right now it's thinking about where it's going to be opening more, and it's going to be right here on Sunday. Once in a while, we're going to have a Spiritual Unity of Nations. And many people don't know that Hamid Bey was also the founder of the Spiritual Unity of Nations. We are, the Coptics believe in all people and all nations. We send prayers every day, every night, for all people of all nations. And this is going to continue. So if you want to continue, and I know you will, there are a lot of wonderful people here, remember, Sunday night, right now, every week, it will not change.
Well, and in addition, Steve's got a class, the teacher training classes, the first and third Tuesdays of the month, and there's WSO has got a good class. So, you know, we haven't really skipped a beat except for maybe a conference or something like that.
And Coptic teacher training will continue.
I just felt like the two should merge some way, because I feel like at what Steve is doing now with the first and third, bringing in teachers from other areas, not just Hamid Bey, is more what Spiritual Unity of Nations did. It was bringing in other thoughts along with Hamid Bey's that were parallel thoughts.
That is going to continue again. Thank you for bringing it up.
Yeah, because that went, I mean, it was in Chicago, it was here in Columbus, it was in North Carolina, you know, it was all over. Anyway, when I first became acquainted, like I say, I was familiar with Spiritual Unity of Nations, and I did not know that much about the Coptic Fellowship itself until those gatherings stopped. And then all of it seemed to take its place in a way, and then I became more familiar with the Coptic teachings. And I know, John, you always said to me you're going to take World Service Order one day, and I eventually did.
Great.
You know, and now there was a period of time where I kind of slid back, and now with Zoom, I am grateful that this is available because I'm in Ohio and driving up to Grand Rapids. When I was younger, yes, I could do that 5-hour drive or 6-hour drive, whatever it was, and go to a program and then drive back again. But now I don't know that I'd be safe doing that.
Mhm.
It
I
truly
think I saw
reaffirmed me.
David wanting
Go
to
ahead.
share
Go ahead,
something.
Alan. David, go ahead.
Yeah, a couple of things. The transition that the Coptic Center is going through right now is worldwide. There's many churches around the country that are in kind of upheaval and kind of topsy-turvy in terms of how to be and where to be right now. Just in Grand Rapids alone, there's a number of congregations that are kind of soul searching of what their next move is going to be. And to me, a true master doesn't need a building. Jesus didn't really have a building per se. The other thing that just to envision is as humanity and these new energies, we're embarking on a whole new version of God. And my vision for humanity is that we've lost the alignment with Source, both individually and collectively. And to me, that's the number one issue and concern with humanity is our disconnect with Source. And the importance of getting back to that connection. And many of us understand that, but there's still many that are still lost and still consumed with ego needs and materialism and such. And I think we see that in many aspects of society. So that to me is a big key, is for humanity to individually and collectively to come back to that greater alignment and connection with Source. Me personally, is just continue to do my holy work of helping people heal from their emotional and spiritual wounds and traumas. I've been very blessed to be in a business, self-employed for the last 19 years now. And I never know how much money I'm going to make, but I make it every week. So I've been very blessed and very blessed to meet some wonderful people as I moved up here in the Grand Rapids and to start anew. And been really appreciative of, even though I haven't taken a lot of the Coptic classes and such, and just like I haven't taken a lot of the spiritualism classes, both of those congregations you've both been very warmly welcoming to me and what I offer in terms of teachings and such. So I'm very appreciative of that, and very much a student and a teacher. I learn as much from all of you as you've learned from me, I hope. It's an exciting time we're all in, even though it's very turbulent in some ways. But there's some miraculous things that are going on around the world, and we're getting closer every day to the Grand Awakening, I believe. This year will be turbulent for all of us, but yet it will be a very transforming year for all of us individually and collectively in many ways. And so the importance of community and like-mindedness is going to be more important and crucial. And I've said for a number of years that churches are going to move into living rooms. We're not going to have a building so much. It will be more in your own living rooms, and through Zoom,
Yeah.
it came to be.
Mhm.
Now with the loss of the sale of the Coptic Center, yes, we're more officially going to be in the living rooms, I guess, and it works. It works.
It's a
Thanks
place
to the
to gather.
dedication and commitment of everyone, it works. So,
Great job.
so I'm blessed and grateful for my beloved here, as well as all of you, and I look forward to an exciting new year and all that's in front of us.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, obviously, I don't need the building. I haven't been in the building since my World Service order. Oh, no, I was there for a conference a number of years ago. But anyways, I'm doing everything through Zoom, and I'm still connecting with all of you. And so to me, the building isn't, like you say, it isn't that important. It is what is within every person who's contributing to each of these
Good.
programs. And I think that more and more can happen if everybody envisions it. Or if you go back and re-listen to some of the messages that we've had, they don't talk about a building.
Mm-mm.
This has been wonderful.
Mhm.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yes, very reaffirming, Barbara and others that shared, and those that continue to share of our direction, our new vision for the future, and other visions that I have is still quadruple of the people sitting in this virtual room together, and where we all really have to raise our hands to share a few words, which will be welcome, or maybe another platform where we just have a chat room where we just watch the presenter, and we're like a virtual lightworker television show that we get to participate in virtual chats, and there's options are galore right now of different platforms. They're not even created yet that we as the Coptic Fellowship and Lightworkers can share our visions of the present and the future. So any other folks that want to share a few words?
Well, I like what you say. Like what you pointed out, Michael, by saying light workers and we're universal. Yes, we embrace the teachings of a master from Egypt, but we are also charged with being light workers. And we all believe in the fact that we are unity minded, and we believe that there's good in all universal philosophy and religion. So we're inclusive, it's not just a Coptic group that meets every Sunday night. We're universal light workers. And we all belong.
Very much so. Thank you, Nancy. And the core foundation for many of us is Master Hamid-based teachings, that foundation for spirituality and being a light worker. And we invite others to join that circle as we did in the physical building and in this virtual setting now as well, and have them share their perspective, like you mentioned, universally, Nancy. So thank you.
I wondered which lesson was that you read from Janice in Egypt's Master Voice?
It was lessons 9 and 10.
9 and 10. Okay, thank you. I thought that was very, very appropriate on manifesting, which is what we're all going to be doing.
Rose, what did you want to say?
I wanted to say that each day I see something on television or somebody says something where I know that we're ascending. There's a lot of this dark stuff going on, in our world where governments are, I think the people. I think this is the year of the people where they're going to say, I'm not going to take this anymore. But when I listen to different things, like on TV, I'll hear something about a good news channel. And I'm going, oh my gosh, we are getting better. And then you've always got that, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. The good news channel is gone. Sorry to tell you that. But I just see such hope. I see such loving things happening, but you have to be aware. Just be aware and you will see it.
Mhm. Well, this last week with the Buffalo Bills player who died on the field and was resuscitated, and people all over the country, if not all over the world, were praying, and he's recovering now. He's still in critical condition, I guess, but I do believe that people are coming together for things where football has been, competition, but this is not competition. This is about life. And I think that more and more of this is happening around the country and the world. And I think that the Coptic teachings are part of this. The positive affirmations, the positive vibrations that we exude, we have to keep doing that, no matter where we are.
I agree.
Very much so. The world needs it, and we're doing all our parts, sending that intent, that vision towards a bright, peaceful, loving world as we open our hearts each and every day. Looking around the room, any folks that are just on the audio side of it, you're welcome to share your thoughts and visions for your 2023 and what you see for the world, for your family, for your friends. Any of those in the non-visual virtual world of the Sunday evening experience, would you like to share something? Go ahead, Reverend Marge Brown, please share.
Yeah, hi, this is my first time on, and I just love what I'm hearing. I have been using the Violet Flame book and the affirmations in that by Patricia Cota Robles, and just seeing Saint Germain's Violet Flame just all over everything that needs to continue to be upset and dissolved, because I feel like people have said, quite a few of you have said, we're going to see more of that upset, especially in the first couple months. But some of the seers are saying once March comes around, we are going to see some different things happening. And things are happening because light workers all around the world are really unified. You can feel that energy. And we are bringing it in. The media, as we know, is all controlled. So we have to just really, there is not much true good news, as Rose said. So we just got to keep on going, and we are going to see some significant changes this year. That's what I see for 2023. And my personal vision is that I just surrender more to God's will and not my will. I'm
Thank you.
Thank you.
David?
Yeah, Michael, if I can kind of piggyback on Reverend's statement and Laura Joy's, in these new energies, it was Yeshua and Mary Magdalene that were kind of ushering in the new way several thousands of years ago. Now it's Kuan Yin and Saint Germain that are ushering in the new energies, along with other spiritual masters. But the presence of Kuan Yin and Saint Germain is much more predominant in these times because they are the two prominent masters and beings that are bringing in and ushering in these higher lights and energies. So just stay connected to those two beings as best you can, to help with this evolution of humanity. So.
And as Nancy said, it's all good and everything is good. Everything happens for a purpose. And we shouldn't, our egos shouldn't be attached to the outcome, but go Lions.
Yeah, that's right. They're on in an hour, aren't they?
They are.
Wonderful.
Okay. Yep, root the Lions on.
Hope they get the win tonight.
Now, where do they stand if they do win tonight? What's
They'll be in the playoffs.
Oh,
They have
good.
right to be in the playoffs. They have a chance.
Hey, you know how you keep a bear out of your front yard?
How?
Put up a goalpost. I'm an old Chicago Bears fan, so.
Yeah, that's funny.
Season ended today.
Great meeting.
Good. Thank you for joining us tonight. And as we vision for the future, upcoming Sunday evening experiences, David, who shares some thoughts tonight, of course, he shares the way of forgiveness is his topic. And Therese will sharing the Coptic moment next week, followed by the New Moon Healing Service with Laura Joy. That's on the 22nd of the month. And Carl Franklin has a surprise. That's his topic as we move through January together. And plenty of surprises in store for us as we envision a bright new world and move closer to ascension. Let's keep focused on that. And let's have a closing prayer. The foundation of the Coptic Fellowship is alive, strong, and well. And the foundations such as the Coptic prayer will always continue. And let us share that as we close tonight. Heavenly Father, make my heart thy garden of joy and happiness, thy temple of peace. May the radiant lights of the Spirit illuminate the pathway of my life, uniting my soul and mind into one thought of love. May the perception of such enlightenment guide me in the fulfillment of my thoughts and desires. May the fragrance of thy presence be ever manifested in my life. Peace, peace. May we continue to vision world peace. Amen.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Great.
We'll see all of those that are nearby on next Saturday, hopefully.
Yep. Greatest night ever.